الله رب الخلق أمدنا بالرزق إذا دعاه الداعي يحقق المساعي.
الحمد لله رب العالمين، له الحمد الحسن والثناء الجميل، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له يقول الحق وهو يهدي السبيل، وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. My brothers and sisters, we're in the sharh of the kitab حرز الأماني ووجه التهاني في القراءات السبع, written and authored by the great scholar Al-Qasim ibn Firruh ibn Khalaf ibn Ahmed Ashatibiyyah Ar-Ru'ayni Al-Andalusi rahimahullah ta'ala. We reached the 12th line where the author rahimahullah, he says وَحَيْثُ الْفَتَى يَرْتَاعُ فِي ظُلُمَاتِهِ مِنَ الْقَبْرِ يَلْقَاهُ سَنًا مُتَهَلِّلًا. The author rahimahullah here, he says وَحَيْثُ الْفَتَى يَرْتَاعُ فِي ظُلُمَاتِهِ. So the word يَرْتَاعُ, which he used here, it means يَفْزَعُ. It's when a person becomes scared. So the word يَرْتَاعُ means يَفْزَعُ, when a person is scared. And the word ظُلُمَات في ظُلُمَاتِهِ, والظلمات, it means is جمع ظلمة. It's a plural, جمع مؤنث السالم. Some scholars, they say it shouldn't be called جمع مؤنث السالم, and we'll be discussing that and studying that in Alfiyat ibn Malik. But جمع ظلمة, the word ظلمات is a plural of the word ظلمة, which is the opposite of what? ضد النور, the opposite of light. من القبر, qabr means grave. It's the inevitable place that we're all going to go to. من القبر يلقاه, he meets. سنن, the word سنن, there's a hamza that was taken, it's مقصورة, يعني مقصور. It means الضوء is to illuminate. Okay? And the word متهللا, it means الباش المسرور. It's when somebody is يعني cheerful. So what the author here is saying, rahimahullah ta'ala, is that when the person who's reciting the Quran is terrified of the darkness of the grave, the Quran will come and it will be that illuminating thing, it will be that bright thing that shines for them, the grave. And then they will become cheerful and friendly and happy. That's what he means. يعني إذا كان قارئ القرآن, the one who is reciting the Quran, يخشى من أعماله السيئة المظلمة, he's scared and terrified of his wrongdoings and the mistakes that he's done in his life, the sins, the shortcomings that have come from him. يعني the قارئ القرآن, of course he's a human being, he's done mistakes, he's come in shortcomings, and he's terrified of the darkness of the grave. أو من ظلمات القبر فإن القرآن يلقاه, the Quran will come to him in the grave. And what will it do? It will illuminate his grave for him. The Quran will come and illuminate for him. And he will find companionship in the Quran. وَيَتَبَدَّلُ خَوْفُهُ أَمْنًا وَطُمَأْنِينَ. And the fear that was in this qari, this reciter, this the person of the Quran, the fear that was in them will now be turned into tranquility and happiness and joy. Allahu Akbar. Wallahi, my brothers and sisters, that is enough to show us the status of the Quran and the people of the Quran. May Allah make us from them. Ya Rabbil Alameen, make us from the people of the Quran. The poet then, he said, هُنَالِكَ يَهْنِيهِ مَقِيلًا وَرَوْضَةً وَمِنْ أَجْلِهِ فِي ذِرْوَةِ الْعِزِّ يُجْتَلَى. He, rahimahullah ta'ala, there's key words that he uses here. He says, هُنَالِكَ يَهْنِيهِ. هُنَالِكَ is a ismu ishara. And the Shaykh is pointing here at the grave. هُنَالِكَ, يعني in the grave, he will be congratulated. The word يَهْنِيهِ, it means to be congratulated. He will be welcomed. Allahu Akbar. مَقِيلًا وَرَوْضَةً. The word مَقِيل is مَكَانُ الْقَائِلَةِ. Al-Maqilu is مَكَانُ الْقَائِلَةِ. It is the place where the person sleeps. وَهِيَ الْإِسْتِرَاحَةِ. Whether you're relaxing there because you want to sleep or not, it doesn't matter. سواء كان فيها نوم أم لا, it doesn't matter. Maqil is anywhere you relax and you stretch yourself out. And the word al-rawda, it means al-jannah, a garden, al-muzdahira, which is mashallah the greenery And the fruits and the flowers and the vegetations and a beautiful greenery, mashallah. That's what it means. وروضة ومن أجله في ذروة العز يجتلى. ذروة in the Arabic language, it means أعلاه, the highest of things. ذروة is when the top layer, the top part of something. And here it means في ذروة العز. He means أعلى درجات الجنة, the highest level of Jannah. يجتلى means ينظر إليه بارزا. It comes from the word اجتليت, يعني من اجتليت العروس إذا نظرت إليها بادية في زينتها. What he's saying here is that there in the grave, the one who recites the Quran, who is from the people of the Quran, he will be welcomed. He will be congratulated. The grave will become for him a place of relaxation. It will turn into a beautiful, amazing garden for that qari, that reciter, that person who lived by the Quran, who was from the people of the Quran. Because of the Quran and his effort in serving the Quran and working with the Quran, he will be raised. He will be taken to the pinnacle, the highest level of dignity and honor and respect that person. That's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to honor him. Tabaraka wa ta'ala, beautify him, give him garden. Sahib al-Quran, the one who recites the Quran, who reads the Quran, he lives by the Quran. This is his reward, Yawm al-Qiyamah. He will be placed in the qabr, the grave. The people will walk away from him. The people will leave him. And guess what? He's relaxing in that grave. For him, it's a rawdah min riyad al-Jannah, a garden from the gardens of Jannah. Allah will remove from him all evil. Allah will bring for him subhanahu wa ta'ala all good. All of this is what? Min ajli tilawatihi al-Quran, because of his recitation of the Quran, because he was a companion of the Quran. He stuck by the Quran. He lived by the Quran. The Quran was his companion. He didn't go for anything else. He didn't choose music over it. He didn't choose the speech of people over it. Not at all. And now where is he? في سنام المجد والكرامة يوم القيامة. And the day of judgment, he is going to be placed in a higher level of honor, dignity, respect. All of that is because of his relationship with the Quran. I ask Allah, oh Allah, make us from the people of the Quran. The Shaykh rahimahullah, Al-Imam Al-Qasim ibn Firruh, ibn Khalaf, ibn Ahmad, Ashatibiyyah, Ar-Ru'ayni, he says rahimahullah ta'ala, يناشد في إرضائه لحبيبه وأجدر به سؤلا إليه موصلا. He says يناشد في إرضائه. What does the word يناشد mean? Al-munashada, it means al-mubalaghatu fi talab. It doesn't mean just to request or ask. It's to implore. It is to ask with emphasis, really ask, beg for it. يناشد في إرضائه. The Quran, it will implore excessively. Al-mubalagha fi talab. It will beg, it will ask Allah's satisfaction. For who? يناشد في إرضاء لحبيبه. It will ask Allah's satisfaction. It will implore Allah's satisfaction. For who? لحبيبه, to its beloved companion, beloved friend. And وأجدر به سؤلا إليه موصلا. And it will be, and what is more suitable to make a request than the Quran for its request, and the response thereof will surely be conveyed. Allahu Akbar. The word al-habib here is fa'ilun bima'na al-maf'ul, ay al-mahbub. And the word ajdir bihi is sighatu ta'ajjubin. And as-su'l, it means al-mas'ul, wa huwa al-matlub, is to ask. Al-habib is the beloved friend, beloved companion. Al-habib fa'ilun bima'na al-maf'ul. It happens a lot in the Arabic language. Ay al-mahbub, the one that is beloved, the one that is dear. Allahu Akbar. وأجدر به سؤلا إليه موصلنا. وأجدر صيغة تعجب. It's what? صيغة التعجب. It's a form of fascination and wonder. And what he's trying to say is, يناشد, he implores the Quran, ربه, its Lord, to give to this reciter من الأجر, reward. Oh Allah, give him reward. والمثوبة, oh Allah, reward him with good. Not ما تقر به عينه, give him what his eyes will find warmth and happiness and joy. Ya Allah, give it to him. He's my friend. He's always been close to me. He's always been reciting me. Oh Allah, give him everything that is good. Oh Allah, protect him from evil. وأجدر به وسؤلا. He says وأجدر به سؤلا إليه موصلا. What did he mean by that? He means ما أحق مسؤوله ومطلوبه أن يوصل إليه. And what is more suitable to make a request than the Quran for its request, and the response thereof will surely be conveyed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the people of the Quran. May Allah make us those people who take the Quran as a companion. These words, wallahi brothers, it penetrates the heart. These words, it will move anyone who truly listens and comprehends and removes that veil from his heart. He says, rahimahullah ta'ala, after that, فَيَا أَيُّهَا الْقَارِي بِهِ مُتَمَسِّكًا مُجِلًّا لَهُ فِي كُلِّ حَالٍ مُبَجِّلًا. فَيَا أَيُّهَا الْقَارِي, O you who recites the Quran, مُتَمَسِّكًا bihi, who's holding on to it firmly. مُتَمَسِّكًا, مُجِلًّا, honoring, له في كل حال, in all situations, in all conditions, مُبَجِّلًا, honoring it. هَنِيئًا مَرِيئًا وَالِدَاكَ, هنيئا مريئا والداك عليهما ملابس أنوار من التاج والحلا. He says هنيئا مريئا, enjoy, هنيئا يعني enjoy well, enjoy very much. والداك عليهما, both of them, they will be adorned with what? ملابس, clothing, garments of what? أنوار, of light. من التاج, and they will be honored with what? A taj, which is a crown, as a form of honor. Wal-hula, and adornment. That's what your parents are going to receive. Allahu Akbar. فَمَا ظَنُّكُمْ بِالنَّجْلِ عِنْدَ جَزَائِهِ أُولَٰئِكَ أَهْلُ اللَّهِ وَالصَّفْوَةُ الْمَلَأِ. So what did you think of the children of the Quran? فَمَا ظَنُّكُمْ بِالنَّجْلِ, Najl is a progeny, it's the children. What did you think of the progeny of the people of the Quran? What did you think? What were you assuming? He's asking you a question. فَمَا ظَنُّكُمْ بِالنَّجْلِ عِنْدَ جَزَائِهِ. What did you think that they were going to be rewarded with? The progeny. أُولَٰئِكَ, these people are what? أُولَٰئِكَ أَهْلُ اللَّهِ, they are the people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أَهْلُ اللَّهِ وَالصَّفْوَةُ الْمَلَأِ, and they are the pure, high-ranked elite. The words that the Shaykh uses here, he uses the word فَيَا أَيُّهَا الْقَارِي بِهِ مُتَمَسِّكًا مُجِلًّا. The word al-ijlal, and then he used at the end مُجِلًّا لَهُ فِي كُلِّ حَالٍ مُبَجِّلًا. The word مُجِلًّا and the word al-ijlal wa tabjil, both of them, what do they mean? At-tawqir. It's to honor and to venerate and to respect. That's what it means. That's what the word al-ijlal wa tabjil means. And then he uses the word hani and mari'an. Al-hani'u, al-mari'u, it means what? Huwa ma yustatabu min at-ta'ami wa sharab. It basically means enjoy this eating and drinking. It's used for when you enjoy eating and drinking. Hani and mari'an, enjoy, drink. But it's not only restricted to that. Somebody says to you hani and mari'an, it doesn't only mean enjoy the food, it also can mean enjoy everything. It's a form of congratulations, a form of have a good time, may good come your way. That's what it means. And both of them, hani'an and mari'an, the reason why they are mansoob is because they are both maf'ul. So the sentence will be صادفت hani and mari'an. That's what it means. You've attained hani'an mari'an. May Allah give it to you. Or it can be hal. The sentence is going to be ثبت لك النعيم حال كونه هنيئا مريئا. It could be that. Or it can even be a sifa of a masdar which is mahdhuf. So it can be ish, aishan, hani'an, mari'an. Those are three grammatical rulings. So it can be a maf'ulun bih. Okay? صادفت هنيئا مريئا. Or it can be hal, which is the second situation. ثبت لك النعيم حال كونه هنيئا مريئا. Or third, it can be a sifa for a masdar which is mahdhuf. And the taqdeer is going to be ish, aishan, hani'an, mari'an. It can be all of that. Okay? And walidaka is going to be what? Hani'an, mari'an, walidaka. Then the walidaka is going to be the mubtada. Okay? And where's the khabar then? Alayhima malabisu anwarin. All of it is the jumla, all of it is a khabar. And the word hula is the jam'u hilya. It's the plural of the word adornment. And that Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala, he took this from the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Man qara'a al-Qur'ana, anyone who recites the Qur'an, وعمل بما فيه ألبس والداه تاجا يوم القيامة ضوءه أحسن من ضوء الشمس في بيوت الدنيا فما ظنكم بالذي عمل بهذا. Abu Dawood narrated and others, and the scholars they question its authenticity and the grading of it. Okay, I said to you before, فما ظنكم بالنجل. The word najl, I told you before, it's progeny, it's a naslu, like your children. Okay, it means that. So he is asking a question, or it could be that he's saying, ظنوا ما شئتم من الجزاء لهذا الولد. Think whatever you want in terms of reward for that child, in which his parents are going to be honored with this adornment and this marate crown. Naam. And the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala, he mentions and he says, أولئك أهل الله. These are the people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yani, the fact that they're called the people of Allah is an honor for them. The Prophet did that sallallahu alayhi wa sallam when he said in the hadith, Inna lillahi ahlina min al-nas. Allah has a people from amongst the human beings. The Sahabas, they said, Qila man hum ya Rasulullah. Who are these people? Who are the people of Allah? The Prophet, he said, Ahlul Qur'ani, Ahlullahi wa khasatu. The people of the Quran are the people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are the elite, high-ranked people. They are the people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. That's what they are. وَصَفْوَةُ الْمَلَأ. The word safwa, it's al-khalisu min kulli shay'in. Everything that's pure, clean. They are safwa, clean people. Okay? The reason why he used the word safwa is because they are khas, specific to Allah. Allah's people are pure. And the word al-mala is elite. يعني al-ashraf wal-ru'asa, the people who are high ranked. ولذلك the word mala, it means الذين يملؤون الأعين. Those people who fill the people's eyes when they look at them. Wow, that's where the word comes from. And there were some hadiths that scholars mentioned regarding that. فما ظنكم بالنجل عند جزائي أولئك أهل الله والصفة الملأ أولو البر والإحسان والصبر والتقى حلاهم بها جاء القرآن مفصلا. You can say both. He says rahimahullah ta'ala, أولو البر. These people are people of khair. They are people of righteousness. That's what they are. أولو البر والإحسان, people of excellence. والصبر, people of patience. والتقى, piety, the pious people. Okay, that's what they are. حلاهم, their adornment, what they adorn themselves with is what? حلاهم بها جاء القرآن. So he's saying ulul birri. This, the first thing that they are what? They are people who are righteous. Wal ihsan, people of excellence. Was sabri, they are people of patience. Wat tuqa, people of piety. حلاهم بها جاء القرآن مفصلا. حلاهم, it means adornment. And huli is what you adorn yourself. Then he's حلاهم بها. جاء القرآن, the Quran came with what? جاء القرآن, the Quran came regarding their characteristics. The Quran came, and what did it do? It explained it to us مفصلا, in great details. يعني these people, أهل القرآن, they have a tazkiyah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What are they? They're Ahlul Khair. They're Ahlul Ihsan. They are Ahlul Sabr. Why? Because they showed patience ala ta'atillah, upon the obedience of Allah. Look how they memorized the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They've also shown Ahlul Quran al-bu'du an al-ma'asi. لأن, my brothers and sisters, the word as-sabru, it means habsun nafs, is to imprison the nafs ala amri Allah, onto the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Pay attention to this. And the scholars, they say the commands of Allah is two types. Amrullahi al-kawni, Allah's universal commands. And in there is what falls under aqdarillahi al-mu'lima, the calamities that befall you. Patience on that. And the second one is called, the second amar is what? Amrullahi Shar'i. This one, Amrullahi Shar'i, is where the talabu al-fi'l and talabu tark fall under, which is you're told to do something and you're told to stay away from. When Allah tells you do this, stay away from this. Patience is needed for this one. Those two. Bring it all together, it's three now. The Amrullah al-Kawni, one from there, which is as-sabr ala aqdarillahi al-mu'lima, and the Amr of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, which is al-Shar'i. Two things came out of that. Talabu fi'l and talabu tark. Two. Three of those things is where patience falls. To be patient upon the obedience of Allah. Okay, to be patient upon from the prohibitions of Allah tabarak wa prohibited you from. And the third thing to be patient upon is aqdarillahi al-mu'lima. The things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the calamities that befall you. You lose a loved one, your child, what you like, and etc. They are ahlul sabri. As-sabru ala ta'at. Patience upon the obedience of Allah. They are patient upon what? Al-bu'du an al-ma'asi. By being far from sins. Okay, they're far from sins. The Quran and the sins cannot go together. That's why Allah has given them, subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran in their chest. And that's why Allah made them min ahl al-Quran. That's why you and I are struggling to memorize the Quran, because of the sins and the shortcomings and the things that are occurring from us. Subhanallah. That's why. But Allah chose them, subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah make us from the people of the Quran. So their detail, their description, sifatuhum, has come what? جاء بها القرآن. The Quran described the people of the Quran. مفصلا بها لا, in details. When you read the Quran, you learn أهل القرآن. عليك بها ما عشت فيها منافسا وبع نفسك الدنيا بأنفاسها العلا. He said عليك, upon you is اسم فعل أمر. إلزم. عليك means upon you is. What is upon you? عليك بها, to adorn yourself, to adopt these traits. عليك بها ما عشت فيها منافسا. These qualities and traits that they have, upon you is to come with it. As long as you're living on this earth and you're breathing, you should what? Come with these qualities that they have. Ahlul Quran, ulul birri wal ihsani wal sabri wal tuqa. Those qualities that they have, come with it. عليك, upon you is. يعني this is ismu fi'l amar. Ism fi'l amar, it basically means, remember when we studied grammar, we mentioned that the fi'l amar, it's two things that it has to show. Fi'l amar has to show two things. دلالته على الطلب, it has to show a request. And on top, وقبوله ياء المؤنثة المخاطبة, right? And it also has to accept ياء مؤنثة المخاطبة. So if I say to uskut, uskuti, I can talk to her. That ya shows that it's a fi'l amar now, because it shows a request and it also accepts ya al-mu'annathah al-mukhataba. If it doesn't accept the ya al-mu'annathah al-mukhataba, but it shows a request, it's called ism fi'l amr. Alayki, you can't say alayki with a ya, you can't. Fahimtum? So it's called the ismu fi'l amr, and it has a talab in it, a request. And here it means ilzam, come with, adorn yourself with. Alayka biha ma ishta fiha, as long as you live these qualities and these characteristics and attributes that were mentioned for the people of the Quran. Alayka biha, upon you is it. Yani you come with it, adorn yourself with it. Alayka biha ma ishta, as long as you live. Fiha munafisan, striving to try to come with. The word al-munafasa, it means al-hirsu ala al-shay'i wal-mubalaghatu fi al-muzahamati fihi. It's to strive and to try to attain that quality. That's what he's trying to say. Strive to it. والضمير في بها إن يعود على الصفات المذكورة عليك بها. That بها, the ضمير that's in it, the ha, what does it go back to? The characteristics, which were just mentioned. أولو البر والإحسان والصبر والتقى. Those characteristics that they have, adorn yourself with it. إلزم هذه الصفات. As long as you're living this, don't just come with it. منافسا, striving to have it. وبع نفسك الدنيا بأنفاسها العلا. وبع نفسك الدنيا, what does it mean? And what? Sell. وبع نفسك الدنيا. The word dunya here means dunu, low, يعني pathetic traits that the nafs has of yours. Get rid of it. And take in its place what? These valued, honored traits of the people of the Quran. Get rid of this. يعني أبدل بنفسك الخسيسة. Your nafs that has this low trait, Abdilhu, exchange it. Get rid of it. And the shahawat al-haqira, this dying shahawat that's burning you inside, get rid of it. With what? طيب أرواح الأعمال الصالحة والخلال الرفيعة. With this valued fragrance of righteous deeds and honorable, high-ranked characteristics. عليك بها. That is what's upon you. Come with, adopt these qualities. ما عشت فيها منافسا. Adopt these beautiful qualities. As long as you're going to be walking on this earth, as long as you are an inhabitant of this earth. ما عليك بها ما عشت فيها منافسا. And whilst you're coming with it, the way that you should come with it is in a way where you're striving, you're exerting all the efforts. عليك بها ما عشت فيها منافسا وبع نفسك الدنيا. And get rid of this nafs that you have. Okay? That has these traits that are so low and so pathetic. Get rid of it. For what? بأنفاسها العلا. The high valued qualities that the people of the Quran have. Take that. Look how the Ahlul Taqwa, Ulul Birri wal Ihsani wal Sabri wal Tuqa, how they have those traits, come with those traits. The Shaykh Rahimahullah, he then says, جزى الله بالخيرات عنا أئمة لنا نقلوا القرآن عذبا وسلسلا. جزى الله. Oh, Allah reward. May Allah reward with good. بالخيرات. Khayrat, he made it plural. So what he wants is that may Allah reward them with immense good. May Allah reward them with all forms of good. May Allah reward them with never-ending good. Jazallahu bil khayrati. May Allah reward with immense good. Jazallahu bil khayrati anna, on our behalf. Who? A'imma. Imams in the field of the Quran. What did they do? Lana naqalul Quran. They transmitted to us the Quran. How did they transmit it to us? Azban wa salsala. They transmitted it to us azban, pure, unadulterated, and musalsalan, azban wa salsala. And they transmitted it to us with its chain of narration connected from themselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They went through their imams, their teachers, to the companions, to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to Jibreel, to Allah. I remember when I took my ijazah in Hafs and I looked at it, and when I saw it, at the top it said, took from Jibreel and took it from Allah. I was emotional. Subhanallah. Who can claim this? Who can claim this except a Muslim whose sanad, the chain goes directly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazallahu bil khayrati anna a'immatan lana naqalul Qur'ana azban wa salsala. May Allah reward those great scholars. Wallahi, they deserve our dua. For us to remember them in our dua, in our sujood. Lana naqalul Qur'ana. They transmitted the Qur'an for us. Azban, pure. It was not tampered with. As Jibreel recited it to the Prophet, as Allah recited it to Jibreel, and Jibreel recited it to the Prophet, is how we have it. They did not drop one letter, one word, one tashkil or haraka, nothing. Everything they transmitted it to us. Azban wa salsala, connected, in mass transmission. May Allah reward them. Oh, Allah reward them. That's what the quality of a Muslim is. The word al-azb is not just pure, unadulterated. It doesn't just mean that. It also means al-hulwu tayyib, the beauty of how they transmit it to us, how to recite it. The beauty of the water which is azb is the water that's not salty water. Ashatibiyyah's words here are very ajib, the way he used it. When the water is pure, on top of that, it's azb. The way it flows off their tongue when they recited it to their students, and the teachers that took it بهذه الطريقة from Allah Azza wa Jalla. Azb. When we read the Quran, it's sweet and to the ears. It feels so nice hearing it. لنا نقل القرآن عذبا وسلسلة. The word salsal, it means chain, uninterrupted. No disconnection, no defect in that chain. All of it connected. May Allah reward those A'immah, those Imams who did this. The quality of a believer, my brothers and sisters, is he remembers those who preceded him in good. وَالَّذِينَ جَاءُوا مِن بَعْدِهِمْ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا اغْفِرْ لَنَا وَلِإِخْوَانِنَا الَّذِينَ سَبَقُونَا بِالْإِيمَانِ وَلَا تَجْعَلْ فِي قُلُوبِنَا غِلًّا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا رَبَّنَا إِنَّكَ رَءُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ. One of the qualities of the believer, my brothers and sisters, is that he remembers those who preceded him in good. He makes dua for them. He makes dua for them. Wallahi, if you see a talib ilm who, when he starts seeking knowledge, he's picking on the teacher that taught him. أعلمه الرماية كل يوم فلما اشتد ساعده رماني وكم علمته نظم القوافي فلما قال قافية هجاني. Every day I was teaching him archery. I was teaching him how to do things. I taught him how to construct a sentence. Then I taught him poetry. And then when he constructed the first poetry, he was what? He was attacking me as his teacher. Kaif? A talib learns Quran from his teacher. The teacher's been sweating, teaching you, benefiting you the book of Allah. And guess what? When you learn a little bit here or there, you throw the table on your teacher. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. إذا أفادك إنسان بفائدة من العلوم فأكثر شكره أبدا وقل فلان جزاه الله صالحة أفادنيها وألقي الكبر والحسد. If a person benefits you something, say Jazakallahu khairan. Oh, Allah reward this person with good. He benefited me this, I didn't know it. I learned it from them. And get rid of this arrogance and conceit that you have in you. And Imam Ibn Malik, same thing he said. When he was talking about his Alfiyah and how it's good and the content that it has, and he praised it, he didn't criticize the Imams that came before him, he praised them. قال محمد هو ابن مالك يحمد رب الله خير مالك مصليا على النبي المصطفى وآله المستكملين الشرفا واستعين الله في ألفية مقاصد النحو بها محوية تقرب الأقصى بلفظ موجز وتبسط البذل بوعد منجز وتقتضي رضا بغير سخط فائقة ألفية ابن معطي وهو بالسبق حائز تفضيل مستوجب ثنائي الجميلة. He deserves, he said, مستوجب, واجب upon me to thank Yahya ibn Mu'ti. I have to thank him. مستوجب ثنائي الجميلة والله يقضي بهبات وافرة لي وله في درجات الآخرة. May Allah reward me and him with good the day of judgment. Look at that. Abdurrahman Nasir al-Sa'di, what did he say when he authored his book? جزاهم المولى عظيم الأجر والعفو مع غفرانه والبر. Thanking and rewarding the scholars who preceded him. That's how Ahlul Ilmi are. They remember their teachers. They remember the scholars. Today we're living at a time where seeing people insult Imams of Islam like Imam Nawawi, Ibn Hajar, Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Abdul Wahhab. When are you going to find success? When are you going to find success if you're young and you've started seeking knowledge by insulting the people of knowledge? جزا الله بالخيرات عنا أئمة. Oh Allah reward أئمة القراءة, the قراء الذين نقلوا لنا القرآن. They transmitted the Quran to us. They submitted it to us. نقلا عذبا سائغا. They brought the knowledge to us. عذبا سائغا للشاربين. Drink it. Here it is. Have it. The Quran. والله لم يزيدوا فيه كلمة أو حرفا. They did not increase a letter, a حركة, a تشكيل, nothing. ولم ينقصوا منه كلمة أو حرفا. They didn't one word they didn't take it out. One letter, one حركة. بل نقلوه بألفاظه وحروفه التي تلقوها. They transmitted it to us the way that they were given it. عن غيرهم, from their teachers. بالسند الموصول إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, to the messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم, to Jibril, to Nabi Allah Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم. Now the Shaykh goes into who these Imams are. He selects only 7. We spoke about why he chose 7. It was Abu Bakr ibn Mujahid who selected those 7. And he's treading the path of Abu Bakr ibn Mujahid. Abu Bakr ibn Mujahid, Abu Amr al-Dani took it from Abu Bakr ibn Mujahid, the 7, and Shatibi is upon the way of Abu Amr al-Dani rahimahullah ta'ala. فَمِنْهُمْ بُدُورٌ سَبْعَةٌ قَدْ تَوَسَطَتْ سَمَاءَ الْعُلَى وَالْعَدْلِ زُهْرًا وَكُمَّلًا. These are the Imams. The 7. فَمِنْهُمْ بُدُورٌ سَبْعَةٌ. These are 7 Imams. فَمِنْهُمْ بُدُورٌ. What's the word budur? Budur is the word he used. It's jam'u badrin. It's القمر المنير في الليلة الرابعة عشرة. It's the moon on the 14th of the month. فمنهم بدور. بدور is جمع بدر. And a Badr is a what? It's a full moon. So he's saying these 7 imams, they shine like a full moon. قد توسطت. That's in the middle of the what? قد توسطت. That's in the middle of what? قد توسطت. سماء العلا. They are in the middle of the what? Of the sky. Allahu Akbar. The word توسطت. السماء أي بلغ وسطها. They reach the middle. والعدل زهرا وكملا. The word زهرا is جمع أزهر. وهو المضيء المشرق. It's something that glows and illuminates. And the word كملا means complete. What he's trying to say, rahimahullah ta'ala, is these imams, these 7 imams, like the full moon, centered سماء العلا, the high sky. والعدل زهرا وكملا. And they are appearing in complete perfection. With the word كملا, that's what he means. يعني, these ai who transmitted to us are 7 men. These 7 men are similar to what? Each one is similar to a moon, full moon. In what? In how high his rank he is, and how vast their knowledge is, and how beneficial they are. That's what he's trying to say, because that's what the moon does for us. The moon, it illuminates the path in light, so it shows us things. That's what they did. يعني كثرة الانتفاع بهم, how we benefit from them. They show us the direction of the Quran. Not only that, how vast that they are in knowledge as well. Like the moon also tells what direction to go. And we can use the moon, illuminate the path, also to know what direction we are, where we should be heading, and etc. That's how they are to these people for us. لها شهب عنها استنارت فنورت سواد الدجى حتى تفرق وانجلى. These imams, these qurra, okay, these 7 qurra, they لها شهب. الشهب is جمع شهاب, illuminating, glowing stars. استنارت means أضاءت. يعني استنارت comes from the word نور, يعني it lights, illuminates. فنورت, and then it became illuminated. And the word الدجى, which he uses here, from لها شهب عنها استنارت فنورت سواد الدجى. دجى, it's basically جمع دجية. It's the plural of the word دجية. And دجية is الظلمة وكنا بها عن الجهل. And he used it as a kinaya, as ignorance. What does he mean here? First, let me explain the line of poetry. He's saying that the qurra, the 7 qurra, they have laha shuhubun. They have stars that have gained their lights. There are these 7 qurra, underneath them are those stars that have taken from their light, which is the moon here. They've taken the light from them. And what they've done is, he's saying here, istanarat fanawwarat. They then now illuminated the darkness. Fanawwarat, and then it illuminated. Sawadad duja. Sawadad duja is the darkness of ignorance. Hatta tafarraqa wanjala. And because of their illuminating and glowing, what happened? It dissolved and it got rid of the entire darkness and it replaced it with what? With light. Yani, what he's trying to say is, in simple terms, the word tafarraqa means taqatta'a, wanjala means inkashafa. It's to basically remove or replace or to unveil. What he's trying to say here is, these 7 qurra, that inshallah we're going to go through one after the other, they have under them students basically. He refers to them as stars. Those students are stars. And the qurra are the moon. They've taken from their teachers the light, the nur, the Quran, the qira'ah here is what he's saying. They took that knowledge and they illuminated the path even more. وَسَوْفَ تَرَاهُمْ وَاحِدًا بَعْدَ وَاحِدٍ مَعَ اثْنَيْنِ مِنْ أَصْحَابِهِ مُتَمَثِّلًا. He said, you will soon see. وَسَوْفَ تَرَاهُمْ. You will see. Wait, don't get ahead of yourself. You're going to see, he said. I will show you. وَسَوْفَ تَرَاهُمْ وَاحِدًا بَعْدَ وَاحِدٍ. One after the other. مَعَ اثْنَيْنِ. يعني the 7 moon, which are the Qur'an, I'm going to go through them. وَسَوْفَ تَرَاهُمْ وَاحِدًا بَعْدَ وَاحِدٍ. Every single one of those qurra, the 7, I'm going to mention them for you. You're going to see who they are. One after the other. In a chronological order. I'm going to mention them. And what? مَعَ اثْنَيْنِ. With each one of those moon, which is the qari, you're going to see the 2 stars that are under it. These 2 stars are here who? The 2 rawi. The ruwat. Mutamathilan, specified with examples. You're going to see who they are. Each one of them. He's telling you that the budur here are the a'imma. And the shuhub are the ruwat who narrated. And he's telling you under every one of those there is rawiyaini, 2 rawis. This is the last point I want to mention, inshallah ta'ala, and conclude it here. The Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala, the 7 qurra he's going to mention, he mentioned they're going to have, from each qari, there's going to be 2 rawis. They're divided into 3. In terms of the ruwat from the qari are 3 categories. What does that mean? Let me explain it. Number 1 is man akhadha anil imami mubasharatan. Some of those rawis, they took directly from the qari. Directly. Like Nafi'. Nafi''s 2 rawis, Qalun and Warsh, and I have to say in that order, and you guys all have to know it in that order. Nafi', who's the qari, his 2 students, Qalun and Warsh, took directly from him. Same with Asim's 2 students, Shu'bah and Hafs, they took directly, and I have to say in that order, Shu'bah and Hafs directly took from Asim. There's no wasita, there's nobody, they took directly from their teacher. And Al-Imam Al-Kisa'i rahimahullah ta'ala, his 2 students, Abu Al-Harith and Ad-Duri, both of them, they took directly from Al-Kisa'i. So this is important. That's the first category. Students who took directly from the teacher. Qalun and Warsh took directly from Nafi'. Shu'bah and Hafs took directly from Asim ibn Abi Najud, Asim ibn Abi Bahdala. We're going to see inshallah ta'ala. And Al-Imam Al-Kisa'i, Imam Ahli Al-Kufa, his 2 students, Abu Al-Harith and Ad-Duri, both of them, they took directly from him. That's the first type of rawis. Okay? The second group category is those which are between them and the imam, 1 person. An example of that is Abu Amr al-Basri. As we're going to see later, he has 2 rawis that take from him. Ad-Duriyu and As-Susiyu. But they didn't take it from him directly. Who did they take from? They took from Al-Yazidi. They took from who? Al-Yazidi. We're going to see inshallah ta'ala all of that bi'idhnillah al-kareem. So Abu Amr al-Basri, Abu Amr ibn al-Ala, his 2 students, or the 2 students, Ad-Duri and As-Susi, the 2 students, not his 2 students, the 2 students, Ad-Duri and As-Susi, they didn't take directly from Abu Amr. They took from Al-Yazidi. We're talking about the Ashatibiyyah, okay? Same with Hamza, who's one of the 3 from the people of Kufa. Hamza's 2 students, Khalaf and Khalad, they didn't take directly from him. They took from Sulaym. We're going to see in the Ashatibiyyah, inshallah ta'ala. The third, inshallah ta'ala, is those who are between them and the Imam more than 1, such as Al-Bazzi and Qumbul, and Hisham and Ibn Dhakwan. Because between Al-Bazzi and Qumbul and Bayna Ibn Kathir and Hisham and Ibn Dhakwan, between them and Ibn Amir is more than 1. So remember that, inshallah ta'ala. So you have the first category, which is directly from the teacher. The second type is 1 person between them and the teacher. The third one is more than 1. Let's mention this last line 24. تخيرهم نقادهم كل بارع وليس على قرآنه متأكلا. تخيرهم نقادهم. نقاد, the first of all, تخير, what does it mean? It selected, chose. Okay, تخيرهم. The ضمير تخيرهم. Both of those ضمير تخيرهم, يعني he's referring to who? The البدور and the الشهب. Okay, والضميران المنصوبان للبدور والشهب. Both of them. تخيرهم. يعني they were chosen by, selected by the nuqad. The nuqad are basically people who are experts. Okay, the experts they selected. Naqid is a person who's an expert who critiques and looks at, this one, yes, good. Okay, تخيرهم نقادهم كل بارع. Who did they choose? Who did they select? They selected them and chose these from many other skillful and brilliant imams. That's what they had to select them from. Yani these 7 were chosen from amongst many great imams. These 7 were selected, hand-picked, hand-chosen. وَلَيْسَ, and there is not from amongst them, وَلَيْسَ عَلَى قُرْآنِهِ مُتَأَكِّلًا, and they are, none of these was any one of them who used the Quran as a means to gain the dunya. تَخَيَّرَهُمْ نُقَّادُهُم. The scholars, that's why they chose them. Nuqad, as I said, is jam'u naqid, and it's the one who looks at things which are good and bad and selects which one is good. يعني هو الذي يميز الجيد من الرديء. That's what they say. تخيرهم نقادهم كل بارع. And al-bari' is the expert, the skillful person. هو الحاذق المتقن, especially who's specialized, smart, skillful. That's what a bari' is called. وليس على قرآنه, and they were not, when it came to the Quran, متأكلا. متأكل is the one الذي جعله, that made the Quran سبب أكله, the reason for him to eat. He used the Quran as a means to get dunya, right? These 7 Qurra and their shuhub, the stars, the students, if we count them, it's going to be 14. Or was it 15? We'll see inshallah ta'ala when we go into the students, how many students and what's their number. And each one, if they have 2 students, it should normally count as 14 unless one of them is here and he's the same person. Then the numbers, of course, will go down. We'll see that inshallah when we come to Ibn al-Kareem. These Qurra and their ruwat, those who took from them, people who are scholars and knowledgeable, deep knowledge of the Quran, they also acted upon it. They had zuhd when it came to the dunya. They didn't use the Quran as a means to gain the dunya. That's not what they were. In our next lesson, inshallah ta'ala, I'm going to start the first of the 7. Mu'allif rahimahullah says, فَأَمَّا الْكَرِيمُ السِّرِّ فِي الطِّيبِ نَافِعٌ فَذَاكَ الَّذِي اخْتَارَ الْمَدِينَةَ مَنْزِلًا. Inshallah ta'ala, we're going to take who he is, and then we're going to go through each and every one of the 7 Qurra and their 2 Rawis, inshallah ta'ala. Anything I've said that was wrong or incorrect is from me and shaitan, and Allah and His Messenger are both free from it. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.